welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. Time to talk a little fishing with Joby Houghtaling of the Pecos Valley Bass Masters. Hello, Joby.
Good morning.
Wait a minute. Your mic, why is that not working? Is there a switch on the top of the mic that's got flipped off by mistake? No? Yeah. All right, try that other microphone. That microphone, all of a sudden, that one's working.
This one's working?
Yeah.
This one's not?
Oh, well,
Okay.
Something else that I saw somebody I know in a hardware store on Saturday, and I was buying some extension cords, and they said, what, did something break?
Yeah. They were talking about your radio station.
Yeah, and I said, no, these are replacing things that were stolen.
Oh, yeah, because your trailer got busted into.
I'm not saying that we don't have old things that break.
Right.
But this particular visit was to replace stolen property. So, anyway. But I just thought, golly, I guess people take me seriously when I call this a fully functional broadcast museum, because it is.
It is. Some of this stuff is museum quality.
I don't think Michael would take any of this stuff. So, but anyway, let's get into the fishing report. I know you've got a tournament coming up.
We do. We've got our last tournament of the year this coming weekend. It's going to be at Lake Stanford in Texas. And although I'm not sure I'm going to get to go, I know that the guys, and I'm looking forward to it also if I do get to go. But
that's why it didn't work.
I know that now you got figured out why it wasn't working?
Yeah, but you're okay with
I'm
where
okay.
you're. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Stanford Lake, it's individual tournament. It is our last scheduled tournament of the season, our regularly scheduled tournament. So Stanford has been a good lake for us. I've talked about this a little bit over the last several weeks, or this year anyway, here on the Good Morning Artesia show. It's one of our new lakes. I was trying to remember, and I sure went back and looked. I think that we didn't start fishing it until this year. If we fished it last year, it's possible. But anyway, it's one of the new lakes to our club, at least recently. And when I say that, I mean they may have fished it 20, 30 years ago. I don't know. But I know since I've been in the club, we had not ever fished Stanford. So we've added some new lakes over the last couple, 3 years in Stanford Lake, or Lake Stanford, I think is actually the right way to say it. Lake Fort Phantom Hill. You know, we started fishing over in Breckenridge, which is Hubbard Creek. We added Possum Kingdom. So there's a lot of these West Texas lakes that our club has started fishing, and we've had a lot of success in them. We do have to drive to get to them, but really here in southeast New Mexico, we got to drive to get to any lake. I mean, we've got Brantley, and hopefully and theoretically next spring and summer we'll have a couple of Brantley Lake tournaments. If there's still water in it right now, there's a lot of water, but every year, it goes down the river for irrigation purposes. But I'm looking forward to maybe fishing. And the other issue, of course, in 2020 and now this year has been just with the COVID and all the issues that we faced here in our state. Normally we'll fish Ute, Conscious, and some on Brantley in terms of our state lakes. I know I've been kind of reading about Elephant Butte has been fishing good lately, and I think it took some water. I mean, it's been really low for a long, long time, down under 10% of capacity, I think. But I know with all the rains we had in New Mexico this year, I think that it rose some, and I've been reading that they've been having some successful tournaments over there and some successful fishing outings people have. So, you never know. We may be able to add Elephant Butte back, but being the end of the season, that's already kind of what I'm thinking about is what we're going to do next year, or if I stay as the president of the club and the tournament director, which may not, but if I do, I'll have some recommendations for our club. So a little bit of exciting news. I've had quite a few people reach out, both via our Facebook messaging and from our website, where they saw us online in our website, talking about, maybe wanting to fish next year with us. So I'm excited about that. We've got several people. I had one reach out to me last night, in fact, the most recent one, and wanted to know what our schedule looked like the rest of the year, and could he fish in them. And I told him, yes. We only have one tournament left, and it was this weekend. He said, unfortunately, he couldn't make this one. But he wanted to fish next year. He's already sent in his enrollment form, and got me his BASS number and everything. So
good.
We're excited about that. looking forward to not only this weekend and our championship in October, but next season.
Stamford Lake, right?
Stamford Lake, or Lake Stamford. Yeah, you've got it pulled up there.
Stamford Reservoir.
Stamford Reservoir, yeah.
Pull that up, and it says here it's 10 miles east of Stamford on Plain Creek, a tributary of the Clear Fork of the Brazos River. Surface area is 5,124 acres. Maximum depth is 36 feet.
Yeah, pretty shallow lake.
Okay.
For us.
Impounded 1953, and the current lake level is 1,414 MSL. And I have another chart that I'm going to throw up here, which is the water data, and it's showing that they basically, as of the 16th of September, which would have been last week, they were full, 99.1% full at Stamford Lake. So.
And you can see that chart right there. That's a great showing the flood pool. So that lake has been flooded for the balance or for a long time. And of course, just now back to 100%. So, and the Brazos, I think every lake I just mentioned in West Texas that we fish is on a fork of the Brazos. My son and I think we're talking, or maybe me and my dad, but we were talking about that, or it may have been me and Jeff, my brother, but anyway, maybe all of us. We were talking about how it seems like every lake we fish in Texas besides Amstead is on the Brazos River, and I think they are. There's multiple forks to that river. And so that's interesting to me how water runs and where it goes, and how they've got those lakes, reservoirs, whatever, there in Texas. They've got a lot of them on the Brazos, but yeah, it's a good lake. It's not it's not the biggest lake we fish. It's maybe the smallest other than Brantley, and it may even be smaller than Brantley. I can't remember the size of Brantley, but it's been a very productive lake for our club. Some good fishing there, and so. Hopefully we have a great tournament. Hopefully the weather is good. It has been here recently. It's been beautiful weather here in southeast New Mexico, and I think that translates over to West Texas. So I'm hoping the weather is really good. Be nice not to fish in high winds. A lot of times it seems like we're always fishing in high winds and or rainstorms, but I think it's going to be real pretty over there. Of course, the extended forecasts a lot of times are not real accurate, but hoping it's real pretty. And again, I'm not 100%. I'm going, and I'm actually almost 100%. I'm not going to be able to go, but there is still a chance, a glimmer that I might go. So I'm excited about it. Not only if I get to go, but also for our club. Every month, I get re-excited about fishing and with our club, and so looking forward to having a good productive tournament this weekend.
They've got another chart on here from Lake Stamford that shows the angling opportunities. Good for largemouth bass, good for blue and channel catfish, excellent for crappie. Crappie or crappie? What's the? That's always been a debate, right?
Crappie is how you normally say.
Right.
Yeah.
White bass is fair, and sunfish is fair.
Right.
And but being the Pecos Valley Bass Masters, you guys are looking for those largemouth bass.
We're looking for those largemouth bass, and it is good. It's been good to us every time, and yeah, I wish that said excellent. That'd be really good, but still good is good, and better than fair or poor, and so. I'm hoping we have some big bass caught. I think we will. The guys in our club, the ladies and men in our club, all of them are really good anglers. They know how to fish, and I'm expecting to have some good bags this weekend.
Okay. So it's not too late to sign up for this weekend. If somebody wants to just go, even though it's going to be hard for them to compete in the championship.
Well, they're not going to have any chance for the championship, the standings, because it'd be their first. If somebody hasn't fished with us this year, but we're allowing people to get in and fish this last tournament. And there's a good chance if you're a angler out there and you're saying, hey, I might want to do that. I think our club will be good with letting people go ahead and fish if they fish at least one tournament. Because I don't think we have 10 qualified and anglers and 10 qualified non-angler or non-boaters for our championship. So I'm going to look at all the numbers after this weekend and see where we're at in terms. Because normally what our club will do is take 10 of each for our championship tournament. But I don't know that we have 10 of each of those. We may have 10 boaters, but I'm pretty sure we don't have 10 non-boaters. So even if you haven't fished one tournament with us this year and you decide you want to fish, you can do that. If you are fishing with one of our members, then you can fish as a guest. If you have a boat and you want to fish as a boater, then you will either need to have a member on your boat with you as your non-boater, and you can still fish as a guest, or you can go ahead and join. And what we've done is we're charging $20. Our normal dues for a year are $90. But if you want to fish with us this last tournament and possibly the championship, the dues that you'd have to pay to be a member would be $20 for the balance of this year. So not that much money. Again, you can fish as a guest, but to fish as a guest, you have to have a current member on the boat with you, whether they're a boater and you're fishing as a non-boater, or you've got your own boat and they're fishing as your co-angler or non-boater. So you got those two options. We've had some guys fish, like we've mentioned here, that came in kind of late in the season, and so we're obviously allowing that and looking forward to anybody that wants to fish with us. And then there's been, like I said, there's been several that I'm aware of, like 5, 6, maybe 8, 9, 10 guys that are looking to join next year. I've already had one previous member, a former member, years ago, that has already sent in his enrollment work. He sent in his money. He said, hey, I'm fishing next year and just want to get it in early. So we're excited about that.
Now, your point system is based on what?
How you finish in a tournament.
Okay.
If you finish first, you get 300 points for that tournament. Second is 299, and so forth. If you do not catch a fish in the tournament, so you blank, then you get 5 points below the lowest finisher. And that happens sometimes where you just don't catch fish, and so, but you still get points because you fished the tournament. And then we take those and we add them up, and that's how we get to our championship qualifiers, the top 10 in points. And that's also how we get to our Angler of the Year, our co-Angler of the Year, based on points. And on those, we take the top 5, your top 5 tournaments points, and drop the rest. And then that total, so everybody's top 5, and then we rank them, and the number 1 on the boater side or on the angler side gets the Angler of the Year. And this year we've got something really cool because I think it was my brother Jeff that found this like in December or January. There is a business out there called Striker. It's a brand, and they're mainly a clothing line for anglers, and it's called Striker. And we became a Striker club. I filled out the paperwork back in January or February, sent it into Striker, and they approved us we're the only one in New Mexico. And so every tournament, I always tag them, and we take pictures. They send us decals. A lot of our members have them on their boats and have them on their pickups, and so I monitor all that as a Striker club. I've put them on pictures on our website, pictures in our Facebook posts, and I always tag them on our Facebook posts. And what that does is it qualifies us to receive for our Angler of the Year a full weather suit, or I think we get our pick, but and those are really expensive. These are really nice waterproof and weatherproof and warm suits, top and bottom, and they're $300-$400.
Yeah.
And so we that's going to be one of the winning. We also do plaques and trophies and things like that. But this year, the winner of the Angler of the Year is going to win that suit from Striker. And so,
wow.
And there is a little bit of a toss-up right now.
Okay.
And we've talked about that.
Yeah.
So if people are interested and care, and maybe not even a member of the club, but if they want to go see where our anglers are at right now, then go to pvbm.club and look at the standings. I think I've got it all updated, and then I may not, but I think I do. And but this tournament's going to mean a lot because we've got some anglers that, it depends on how this tournament goes, who gets that very nice suit from Striker at the end of our year.
Well, that's something to go for, and
yes, it is.
I'm going to pull it up.
I know
here.
I'm out of the running, but we've got 2 or 3 that it could go anyway. I actually think it may be that it's going to just be, I know who's going to win it, but things can happen, so we'll see.
Well, you got David Rutherford at 1781, and then Jerry Houghtaling at 1777. So that's pretty close.
But here's what happens, though, and this is where it can kind of get confusing.
Okay.
We only take the top 5 tournaments, so we've got a few of those anglers that have only fished 4.
Yeah.
And if you add and then David and Jerry both have fished more than anybody else, and right now that's the total.
Right.
So when you back out there, only take their top 5, and then you have a couple of more of those anglers that now if they fish this coming weekend, you add